Hi guys, thanks for joining me as we look ahead to midweek racing on Wednesday. Racing in the Mother City at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, where we have an 8-race program for the day, and the first gets underway at 12:45. Now, before previewing the meeting, it would be remiss of me not to look back at the weekend's feature race action and congratulate all the winners, particularly the connections of 8 on 18. Mission accomplished. 2 Grade 1s back-to-back during the height of the Cape Summer season, and also very well done to Dean Cannemere, having had 3 winners on a feature race afternoon. That certainly was a training feat of note. I'm sure these horses will now get a well-deserved break, and we will see them in action again during the height of the KwaZulu-Natal winter season in the not-too-distant future. Speaking of the future, we of course need to look ahead to Wednesday racing at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, where I said the first gets underway 12:45. You need to be on 5 minutes before that if you are going to be taking your free Hollywoodbet entry of the Hollywoodbet Punter Challenge. You need to take the bet slip. I keep reminding you, take that 50 Rand bet slip, because that's the difference between winning the normal jackpot prize and the big cash incentive prize. Right, first race on Wednesday is a maiden juvenile plate to be run over 1,000 metres. 11 runners to contest the opener. It's the opening leg of the bipot, and 9 of the 11 horses are first-timers. And I had to make a point of going to see whether there's any anti-post betting available. There is anti-post betting available, and I jotted it down before us doing the pre-recording of the show. Number 10, Military Command, is at 2.27. Number 1, Day In, Day Out, at 3.57. Number 9, Casino King, from 5 into 4.55. Number 4, Spirit, at 5-1, and double figures about the others. And these prices, of course, available on hollywoodbets.net. I am in the camp of the favourite, number 10, Military Command. I do think will take a power of beating. That first run certainly was a run full of merit. Placed on debut despite jumping out awkwardly and staying on at the business end of affairs. Now gets the services of Craig Zaki, who really has been riding at the top of his game, putting a winner after winner around the country. And I do think if Military Command jumps on terms, and having had that run under the belt, with any amount of natural improvement to come, will take a power of beating. This one from the stable of Peter Muscat. He's only run on the afternoon, and I do think Peter can go home with a 100% strike rate after the running of the opener. So I'm going 10 Military Command to win it, ahead of 9 Casino King, the other horse that's had a run under the belt that will also improve. For third, I'm going with 1 Day In, Day Out, and for fourth, number 2, Ashekukhle. 10, 9, 1, 2 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 1. Second of the day is the opening leg of the place accumulator. You need to be on at 13:20. A small field of 6 runners to contest this progress plate for 3-year-olds over 1,100 metres. The favourite is number 2, Kaiboy, at 1.82 to 1, and I do think that is a bit of value, even though they're pretty tightly priced up, 2 to 1, about 5 beyond Einside. 4 Symphony in White at 2.5, and then 6.25 and upwards about the others. Kaiboy, to me, stands out as the one they all have to beat. Was beaten by a speedy filly in the Winchester last time out when finishing 4th. Now, the horse that finished behind Kaiboy in 5th was a horse called Mo Capitan, who subsequently won his next start. And Saturday past, Mo Capitan ran 3rd in the Jetmaster behind the Real Prince at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. So that certainly has given that form line quite a boost for number 2, Kaiboy, coming into this race. I also think is ideally course and distance suited, having finished 2nd in his only attempt over the track and trip. He's been a model of consistency. I do think there's more to come, and he should be rewarded accordingly. So I'm going 2 Kaiboy to win it, ahead of the horse that I know was fancied quite a bit on Met Day, number 4, Symphony in White. She's well weighted here. For third, number 6, Roman Agent, and for fourth, I'm going with 5 Beyond Einside. 2, 4, 6, 5, the numbers in race number 2. Race 3 on the programme is an open maiden, a race for 3-year-olds, 10 runners to contest this 1,800-metre event. And here, number 8, Umfula, from 1.33 as is to 1.43. Number 4, Past and Present, is at 2.27. Number 2, Drickers, at 3.33. I was almost tempted to tip Drickus as my each-way selection because of having made that wonderful improvement from first to second run. And then it's 5-1 about number 9, War Hawk. I've actually sided with Fuller as my second choice selection, and I'm going with the second choice selection in the market as my first choice, and that's number 4, Past and Present. I thought that was a very, very good last run when finishing second over the course and distance, raced up handy and just got one out of it in the closing stages. And a repeat anywhere near that kind of a performance, I think will make 4 Past and Present a very hard horse to beat, purely because of the fact that Past and Present is back in maiden company. So, 4 Past and Present, my first choice to win it, ahead of 8 Fuller, 2 Drickus, and 9 War Hawk. 4, 8, 2, 9, the numbers I'm going with in race number 3. Race 4, first leg of the jackpot, and here I see on Hollywoodbets.net it's 3.03 each of 2, 1 Enchanting Choice, number 2 Beer with the Boys, 3.03, 3.33 about number 8 Bounce Back, who now gets Richard Free back on board. And if you look at the form, you'll see this horse really does run for Richard Free, but as the 2 principal contenders in the betting, that does stand out. And also, number 5, Aladdin's Lamp, is another one that needs to be considered, particularly with the solid form that this one brings into the race. But I am going with number 2, Beer with the Boys, as my first choice selection. This horse finished 1.7 lengths behind Aladdin's Lamp the last time they met. This horse is 3 kilos better off at the weights. He's got solid recent form, and I'm making 2 Beer with the Boys the one to beat, ahead of 5 Aladdin's Lamp, 1 Enchanting Choice, who's got solid recent form for third, and fourth I'm going with number 11, To a Penny. So 2, 5, 1, 11 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 4. We move on to the 5th race on the card, and this is where I think we've got the best bet on the program. Currently priced up 1.67 to 1 on Hollywoodbets.net, and I do think that this horse is going to shorten closer to the time of the off. It's a B Stakes, 8 runners to contest this 1800-metre event, and I'm speaking about number 4, Legal Counsel. Comes into this race carrying just 55.5 kilograms. I do think that this horse won that last start very, very impressively. Now, that form line has not been franked once, but twice, by both the horses that finished 8th, a horse called Please Be True, and the horse that finished 9th, called Green Garnet. They've both subsequently come out and won their next starts. Legal Counsel also having his third run after a race, so he should be cherry ripe for the occasion, and I think 4 Legal Counsel will take a power of beating with Richard Free and Justin Smith. The combination, definitely more to come. So 4 Legal Counsel is my first choice, ahead of 6 Lightning Glow, who's got solid form to finish in second. For third, number 5 Voorlopertjie, and for fourth, number 8 La Beluga. 4, 6, 5, 8, the numbers I'm going with in race number 5. We now move on to race 6, which is a D Stakes. 8 runners will contest this 1400-metre event. There are a couple of them that are renewing rivalry. I'll start with number 6, Esekiro, who, if you look at the form, you'll see finished 0.75 lengths behind number 3, Dream Searcher, the last time they met. Esekiro is 7.5 kilos better off at the weights. Now, number 7, Now the Boss, if you look at 3 runs ago, you'll see was beaten 4.75 lengths by number 3, Dream Searcher, and is now 8.5 kilos better off at the weights, which means both of them should theoretically finish ahead of number 3, Dream Searcher, who for that last win has picked up an 8-pound penalty and definitely has got a lot more to do, even though Dream Searcher, I say, is currently priced up at 2 to 1 as favourite in this race. I'm going with one of the joint second favourites, number 7, Now the Boss, to win it. Definitely has got consistent recent form and, of course, is better off at the weights with number 3, Dream Searcher, who I'm going with for second. Third, number 6, Esekiro, and fourth, number 4, Arbitration. 7, 3, 6, 4. Those are the numbers I'm going with in race number 6. We move on to race number 7 on the card. It's a Class 4 with a benchmark of 80. 10 runners over 1,000 metres. And here we have some hard-knocking individuals that'll be up against each other again. In fact, you can see on the betting that it is a pretty wide open contest. 3.33 about number 3, Tough Terrain. Number 2, Rattlesnake, is at 5 to 1. 5, Bluff on Bluff, 4 to 1. 10, Porquet de Vas at 5 to 1. 6.25 about number 1, the Charleston. Double figures about the others. I'm not going with a favourite. I'm going with the most consistent horse, I think, in this race, and that's number 5, Bluff on Bluff. I think should be rewarded accordingly, has got solid recent form. That was a good follow-up win last time out after having won their penultimate. I do think that there's definitely more to come, and we can expect another honest run from 5, Bluff on Bluff. That's my first choice selection ahead of number 3, Tough Terrain. For third, I'm going with number 8, Barney McGrew. But for that indifferent last run, definitely a course and distance specialist. And fourth, number 10, Porquet de Vas. 5, 3, 8, 10. The numbers race 7. And that takes us on to the last race on the program, scheduled to run at 16:53. A field of 9 runners to contest race 8 on the card, a B Stakes, 4 fillies and mares, to be run over 1,100 metres. Here we have a field of 9 runners who will face the starter, and it's 3.03. Both number 5, Miss Marguerite, and number 9, Artista. In fact, it's in that order that I'm tipping them. 5, Miss Marguerite, Craig Zaki. How often do we see him ride for Pitstone? Not very often, and when that happens, I think we all take note that he's been booked to ride Miss Marguerite. Close up last time out, and I do think that this one will feature prominently again. In fact, Artista finished very close up behind Miss Marguerite the last time they met too, and I can see why there's nothing in it as far as the betting is concerned. So I'm going 5, Miss Marguerite, from 9, Artista. For third, I'm going with number 3, Blue Holly, and fourth, number 6, First Masterpiece. 5, 9, 3, 6 are the numbers I'm going with in the last of the afternoon, and that takes care of racing midweek at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Trust you'll find as many winners as you can on this card. There are a few 1 or 2 standouts. The rest I think we have to play with a bit of cover. Trust you'll have an enjoyable and profitable afternoon. Till next time, from me, Rouvaun, take care. Cheers for now.